So it's 3:20 in the morning or something. I've been up for like an hour. It's so weird too. Like when you live with your spirit animal, I swear to God, it's like I'm laying there and then and then plus her waking me up during the night, and she'll probably wake up on doing this, and you'll hear is when she tries to move, I think it's called winces, like oh, like does it cry out, whelps or something, or um, so when she tries to get up, and I know it's got to be the one hip, but I think not only just the weather and shit and her disabilities, but she has this thing. She used to do it to Winston all the time, but Winston was a golden retriever. He was 110 pounds. He was a big guy, and Stella's 165 pounds. I think I think she was a 175 or 180 is like has been her chunkiest, maybe 185. Um, I think she looks pretty slim and trim right now. I don't know how they expect that she would ever be able to weigh 130. To me, she would be like super bony looking because she looks similar. I don't know. Anyways, but Winston was kind of a dude, but he had like I said, he had like some parts aggression. Like when they'd go out and run the fence, barking at somebody coming, he would start attacking her. And like he'd lose his mind sometimes. And but when we go out walking, we used to go to the lake and stuff, and I would take him, and she would always take his leash and go walk him. She would go walk him around. So she's been started that with Max now, where she gets all excited and she wants to walk him, and he's way smaller, so he doesn't have the weight. So he's like, what the hell's going on? Because she's like picks him up practically. He's like running as fast as he can because she's just trotting, and he's like book. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, because she did that the other day. We went out to go walk, and we went up the little incline, and then when we got up there, she decided she wanted to run back and bring his leash. So she had him, I was running to keep up. I was like, "Book, they get to really take off like this." And so I think she's like in some parts she's feeling so good, but then when she pushes herself in certain areas, it just kicks her ass. And so she has been up all like every 2 hours is she's uncomfortable and she wants up, and she usually wants to go outside. She gets up and she's just like, I gotta get outside. And so and earlier in the night, it's always like I'm way deep out, and it's like so hard to wake up. And then but then I'll find myself whatever, like at 2 o'clock this morning, is just so uncomfortable. It doesn't matter which side I lay on, my shoulder's killing me. I'm uncomfortable. So then I'm just laying there and I'm thinking, okay, so is this going to be when I'm going to wake up? And trying to like, I don't know, read myself and see, can I handle getting up now? Am I awake enough? And then I always know is the moment that I, make some kind of acknowledgement in my mind or something and open my eyes because I'm laying there and she's just snoring her head off, just snoring, snoozing away. And then, and I'm like, oh, she's sleeping so good. I should just not even move. And then, so I'm just laying there and laying there and laying there. And then, I like sat up a little and propped my pillow or something. And she just stops and is like, I swear to God, it's like this an energetic ESP connection or something. What I'm so curious about, because I really, no matter if I seem crazy, like I'll be glad to finally know the truth and I'll be, able to go on with my life. But at this point in time, I feel like I have this spiritual entanglement with this person, and I'm waiting to see like, where's this going? What is this all about? And uh, but there's a lot of weird things about it, and I'll tell more about it. Once I understand, I'll explain more things. But there is a lot of things where I feel like there's a very tight psychic connection. It has been since I was a kid with them. And, but you need the other person to be able to talk to say, you know, like I can see with Stella, like I can barely, like she can be snoring and I can open my eyes and she's just like, oh, we up now? It's like, bitch, I want to get up and just sit here by myself for a while. Because right away she wants me to start doing stuff for her. And I don't know if it's supposed to be stuff I'm supposed to be learning about boundaries or like I don't know. Sometimes it's like you don't even know. I'm just like, what? But so always in the morning, we were out of treats today, so they full on ate a whole meal this morning already. So now they're all resting, and but yesterday they did eat dinner early, so they didn't eat a second dinner because they ate would be late lunch, early dinner, and so it really was a long time. And I feel like when we run out of treats, like Stella's very addicted to the treats, which she's got them all on it now, and but I swear to God, I feel like is that part of the whatever chemicals are in it that's causing her inflammation. And this one under her chin, I swear to God, it's like this big. It is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It looks like something like somebody took a quarter and glued it on the bottom of her chin or something. But it's the same kind of the skin. Like she's got the jowls and stuff. So I don't, some dogs I think have hair and stuff under here. Hers is back here more. This is like jowls. Like all this is like face or something. And, and it's like, man, is this like some kind of a wart or something from like rubbing her face, but then she drinks the water outside and gets the bots and stuff like fuck. And then she's got this one inside, I think they call them fatty lipome, whatever. I don't like those cyst tumor things, and she has so many. And the one on the back of her leg, I swear to God, I just know that one, when it opened, it is what caused so many more issues. And so that's why I've been going so hard on the horse based. And which I have lately been giving her also diatomaceous earth, bentonite clay, black seed oil. I always give her the same stuff out of my tea. That's all of it's got like burdock root. It's got some of the same stuff as Syac tea has, or the one that people drink for the C word. And it's getting like kind of smoky. Oh, and you can see my cabinets. I think it's gonna look really good when I get like when I'm manifesting, when I'm sitting over there, just keep looking at it. I think it's gonna be super cool. It's gonna be black, and then I'm gonna paint flowers, and then do that hard stuff on the top, and then oh yeah, and there was what was the other thing I was gonna do in there? But then I was like, man, I feel like it's like having the bathroom, even though it's like I got not a new bathroom, like where they came in and took the stuff out and got a new tile, all that stuff, I still feel like it's new. It's so crazy how perception works like that, especially with gratitude. Like when you live a certain way for a long time, then when something changes, it's like, oh my God, the gratitude you feel, the excitement. It's like it feels like a whole new house or something. It just, and I love this house even before. I just was like, man, it was it was like this, it was like walking a tightrope thing of like, not knowing which way it's going. I don't know. And it still is like, I don't know where I'm at in this storyline. None of us know where we're at in our storyline. That's the scary part. But that also is, the part that shows you're on a destined path, that that the parts that are going to happen are ahead. They're already up there. You just haven't reached them yet. So, but what's set is set. It's not like you have to get up in the morning and, oh, well, I got to raise my vibration, do this and do that. Otherwise, I'm going to have a shitty day. It's like the day is already planned. The day's already coming. It's like when the things come. And I think a lot of what I have noticed is like a lot of times people get up in the morning and you set that code for yourself. Oh my God. Like I could do this. That's why I've been noticing these kinds of things. That it's up to me. I can set the code for the day. This day's gonna suck, man. These dogs are gonna fucking drive me fucking crazy. They're gonna bark at this, they're gonna do that. I just want to go to sleep. And so it depends on how you feed that energy. Or, what I try to do is just like, okay, it's cool. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna there'll be different blocks of time. If I get real tired, I'll just lay down and go to sleep. It'll be fine. I'll get things. And usually once you get up and go and start doing things, you just automatically start waking up more. You just feel better. So, anyways, but that is what I mean of like the uh, choosing your way to feed that day of your energy. Like how I say at the end, we're learning how to have a good day. What do I say? Let me think. What do I say? Loving yourself, love everyone, and how to have a loving day because it's up to you. Okay, because that is the part is our attitude. It's up to you how you look at the day. So it's up to you how you see it. So like you can go into it and set yourself up like it's going to fucking suck. It's going to suck. I'm going to go to work. And I do think, I can go with the flow a lot easier with the dogs, even though, and I'll still like, I can get grumpy. But but I feel like it's the people's schedules and stuff. Like it's way easier with 3 dogs and no kids. Like when I had kids, like one dog was like, fuck, everything was so much. There's so much drawing us. Plus I was a workaholic. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. And then, so those things all draw on us. And so anything that's trying to take from us, and that's a hard part, like for me with my girls is like, anything they wanted from me, it was, I would say more challenging. There wasn't enough of me to go around. I was spread too thin. And work is kind of like, for a workaholic, it's kind of like a safety thing. It's kind of like a way you can build yourself up and feel good. And even if it's not like work, because I didn't have a good job or something. I didn't have a job that I loved. I didn't work around people that I liked or anything. It was very motivated by money. I liked making big paychecks. I liked having a lot of money, and I liked to spend money. And so I was, into the whole system thing. And then like I was a nurse. All my friends were nurses. I hung out around nurses and doctors, and not just hanging out with doctors, but I did hang out with some doctors. But it wasn't like, it was more when you work in an office or when you work with the same doctors all the time. When you're working at the hospital, it's all these different doctors and stuff. You're not hanging around with them unless you know them somehow. Maybe you worked in their office, then you went and worked at a thing. But it's the doctors like that you hang around at their office and stuff. They all have parties and stuff and invite you. So in that sense that you hang around with them, but it's not like you're just going over and hanging out, kicking it, watching a football game or something. I mean, they have their own people to do that. Probably other doctors showing off like with the stuff because it's very ego driven. And it's very keeping up with the Joneses. It's like, well, my house is bigger. Well, I have more of this. Well, I have, you know what I mean? They're always in this. So that the reality becomes this a hierarchy competition. Like people are so focused on the competition in life instead of being able to just, relax. And that to me is the thing, like to have the dogs around is like, now I'm in a place where I can just relax. I don't have all those pressures. I don't have all that. I don't have any other things, trying to pull my time and stuff. I gotta hurry, get the kids to school. I gotta get to work. Gotta get back, cook dinner, get the kids to their games, and all that stuff where you just rush, 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 rush. And you don't have time for yourself and you are exhausted and beat down. And then when you do have time for something, you kind of want to talk to some adults that are kind of going through the same stuff so you can all sit and wine together and then drink wine together. And so It is, I don't know. I can see from my kids' perspective, why they would be angry at me or whatever. It's not like I think, oh, I was perfect and they're stupid. No, everybody's perspective. But the thing is, that I understand about perspective is that it's ours. It's ours alone, and it's ours to do what we want with it. And you can stay in pain and suffering. You can stay in anger. You can stay in division, or you can choose to forgive and to get over things and to let things go and to build relationships and stuff. And there's a lot about forgiving people, of being, not their best self all the time. Like, we all have our challenges in this life. And which, by the way, there was some good news that I saw. I've seen a couple of people talking about this, is while whatever's going on, I can't remember. There's always some kind of thing. But while this thing is going on, the Pentagon has failed its audit for the 7th time or something. They're in some big money problems, and they can't account for, like, it's going to be crazy numbers, of course, because this is the absurdity of the audit. And it's like $500 million trillion or something. They can't explain where it went. So this is going to be, hopefully, where they're going to start crashing. The money well, where's the money? Where's the money? Let's do more, But it's kind of like us. It's kind of like us, us saying, like, what the fuck? And everybody's spread so thin right now. Everybody's so hit hard. But the universe is still going to carry this energy. But the North Carolina, like, I cannot even express enough how it is everything in the universe. Everything in God's power is pushing these people to fucking get out of this area. And it's so clear. It's like, and then people like run to the other side. Why would God do this to me? Why? It's like he's fucking been warning you for goddamn, I don't know. You maybe like work on your connection, man. Like, fuck, dude. Like, goddamn, this is crazy. So they're in there just taking kids from people. Oh, well, you don't have a home. You can't feed your kid. We're taking them. Splitting them up. One woman, her 3 kids. One of them is autistic. They're just splitting them out into all different foster homes. They don't give a fuck. Instead of giving this woman money, they'll give these people money. Because these people are a part of their system. In most cases, a lot of these foster people are fucking, yeah, you want your kids being raised by these motherfuckers. But, there's good ones in there, so we can't lump them all in together. But, yeah, it's heavy on the corruption. And so they're doing that. Now, the Mexican gangs have just somehow made their way there. Well, isn't that the craziest thing? They're probably taken on a government bus and brought there and told to get in there and get their shit done because they're getting paid for it. It's like, come on, people. Like, you got to see who we're at war with. God, and how they use it. But the thing is like on this other level, the universe is pushing you out of this area. It's like there is nothing left here. They are still scooping up. There's so many dead folk. There's so many rotten dead people. There's parts of people everywhere. It's I just know. But it's just no, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy in observation, and obviously, I don't have the same level of observation where I'm not affected, where she's like, yeah, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, because I still feel emotionally, like, come on, people, come on. And, but so, like, when you are more, like, when you can see, when you read the signs, when you can see, and you have an awareness of what's going on, like, I don't understand, I don't even know how to explain. And, like, I'm sure there's got to be some of you guys who are having the same experience. I can't be the only one. But it's, like, so clear to me. It's like, in Donald with the freedom, like, I'm telling you, there's, like, to me, this clear exodus that they're, like, trying to pull us into safer places. But the resistance, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are, you know, in some of these places who didn't lose their homes. And and to me, okay, so let's just say if we approach this as reading the signs, if these disasters happen and we are like, okay, so what is the earth? What's God trying to say here? And, you know, we can get caught up in like, oh, they're weather machines and they're attacking us and we got to rebuild back and get caught up in their fucking insurance scamming and their Red Crossing and their FEMA and all that bullshit. But really, so disaster comes in. Like, one could come in and that is where I say, you know, like, for all I know, it's just so I get to experience living in the house all nice and neat before the fucking dam breaks and washes my house away and me and the dogs in it. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, we don't know what is to come. And then, but that is the challenge of trusting and being, it's okay, it's okay. But you know, if I'm trying to read my own personal signs, I would say they're going towards, you know, that this house isn't going to be gone real quick or something. Like, it could still be here for a while, but I don't know. That's where it's just got to keep going. For now, I have like practically a new bathroom and practically a new kitchen. It feels like it to me. So, you know, there could be some hoity-toity person that could come in and go, oh, no, but it's like, fuck it, I don't care. This is like great to me. And, but I think that is also, you know, I don't know, there's just an important thing about learning to have gratitude. And sometimes you have to have nothing in order to have gratitude, or sometimes you can just appreciate things. It's all on your own level. Everybody's on their own level. Everybody's on their own level of learning, of understanding, of growing. And but so if I was in that area and that situation happened, I feel like no matter which thing, if half the town was washed away, I would feel like, I don't know, because in my reference, in my mind is how many little places have washed away, how many places are under the lakes or under this has been a part of this place, is just washing places away. And so to me, it's like, you lucked out not getting out and not being washed away in that one. And it's like, you want to keep the challenge going. You want to stay for the second flush, you know, and see what happens, because it's coming. And to me, it's obvious because of the map. I feel like that's a huge sign. That's the universe giving us like a, hey, guess what? Invitation, practically. It's like that map is so, to me, is so I don't know, it's like it has value. It's like an important thing. Oh yeah, and I just heard this too. My eyes are burning now from the smoke. I have to close it. Hold on, I'm gonna close it. Okay. Man, it burned the fuck out of my eyes. It didn't even seem that smoky. You know, it's a weird thing too, is you know, I have this microwave, and then I had unplugged it for a while, but then I don't know, it's plugged back in, but it's really just storage. And I have no idea why it's plugged back in. But anyway, but I had the clock. But it has gotten so smoky, and I've been cooking stuff and everything and getting really steamy. My windows steam out of stuff. And I totally forgot about the fucking fan. All of a sudden, it's like magic. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, fuck, there's a fan. It's like, oh my God, for how many times that I could have used that fan. And so I was using it earlier to suck the smoke out of here. So I'll have to do that again, because sometimes like it'll be like I open the door and I'm trying to fan the smoke out. But man, when you're making fires in your house, like, what the hell was that? That was weird. I could see it on here, but I couldn't see it in front of me. Did you? I guess you guys saw that. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. That was weird. God, there's weird shit all the fucking time. I swear to God, and I keep seeing weird shit all the goddamn time. But, what the fuck was I about to say? Okay, the one thing, I know I've been coughing my head off too, like the rain, and my yard is flooded. And then it'll stop raining for a little while, then it rains, floods it again. Like this is crazy. But so another thing that's going on, so the Pentagon failed, and then this is so in Arizona there's something happening, but the what was it? Because the woman, what she said. What in the hell was that? Just did another one. Just went up like that. That was weird. Okay, so this woman who's in Arizona, man, my eyes are burning like fuck. The woman who is in Arizona, she said that they are, oh my God, what is it? They're doing something. They're trying to start civil war. Something over there. Oh man, I can't remember what it was she was saying. She was talking about something. There's something really weird going on in Arizona. And they, man, it's so crazy because I keep like getting flashes, but I can't see it good enough. But anyway, she said something's going on over there that it is bigger and it's not being talked about or something. But there's a lot of weird shit. There's a woman who went missing, 8 months pregnant, and it was like 5 or 6 weeks ago. And the news hasn't even talked about it at all. And so now somebody started talking about it, which got a whole bunch of people started talking about it. So now people are talking about, like, where is this woman? And she's still missing, and obviously she would have had her baby by now. And the news isn't even talking about it. Like, think about what a big deal it was when Scott Peterson's wife, what was her name? When he, because now they're even saying they're going to let him out. They don't even think he did it. It's like, I don't know about that one. Like, fuck. But it's not, it's not for me to judge. Like, I think that I don't think that we're meant to have juries and stuff. I don't think we're meant to go in and entangle ourselves in other people's destiny and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a part of them creating their weird system. But in all reality, Scott Peterson's is like, it's none of my business, what he did or whatever. But I just think, that was all over the news all the time. And now they're just like, not even talking about this lady at all. And so it's, I don't know, she was probably taken, no telling. I probably are nabbing pregnant women off the streets. It would not surprise me at all. And hopefully they're just being held captive somewhere. But these people are fucking evil. And then they will take their babies and sell them and shit. So it's, man, I don't know. Hopefully she's part of the show and she's taken and she's in a safe place and with her baby. Like with some of these other people, like Anne Heche. And I feel like there's a whole group of people who are not really dead, but they are, man, my eyes are burning bad. So anyways, whatever, something's going on over by Arizona, some kind of big thing. And I don't know what, I have no idea. Now I'm curious my own self. I was like, because why was that coming into my head? But now I can't see it good. But let me think, because there was some more things. I saw, because the stuff with the dog things is just getting so much bigger. And it's like the people have to, it's like it's our energy that it has to, it's like it does something. It has to stop. It has to take realization for itself or something. And there's so many people who are continuing to do these same kind of things. And to me, it's like the earth gives you an opportunity to see, um, to, it gives you an opportunity by, okay, so the thing with the dogs. So all these corporate owned places, they won't let people move with their dogs, and then the food stuff becoming where people can't even feed themselves, and people going homeless, all this stuff. And so it's like the world pushes you to have to see yourself in a darker place. So then it's, what are you going to do with your dogs? And this morning I got this vision of this older woman like cutting her own body parts off, feeding her dog. I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. Ugh. No, no way. But so but I bet you there's somebody out there doing it, man. That's what that fucking one movie is about too. That not just cutting off body parts for their dogs, but um this cannibal movie with people all missing body parts and ugh. So I can't think of what it's called. I can't think of what it's called. I don't think I've only seen the first few minutes of it. And it's like, it's just gruesome. Like somebody is like missing her arm, and I don't remember if it's like they steal the people's parts that are poor, or if people sell their parts to get money to eat or something. I don't remember. But it's gruesome. And people can be driven to do all sorts of things. And that's kind of like what this place is all about. So these things happen and it pushes you. So what do you do? What are you going to do? And how are you going to treat your dog? How are you going to treat your other people and stuff like that? And it's for you to see, you know, what difference does it make if I see? And I see and I go, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole. What difference does that make? Does it make any difference in that guy's life? Does it make any difference at all? You walk into a store and somebody doesn't like you that you don't even fucking know. It makes no difference. And so, you know, and that is us. Like, if we want to waste our energy, I don't like them. They're an asshole. It's like, okay, well, that's your energy. You want to just sit there and be like going around like, I don't like them, I don't like them, I don't like them. But when that stuff comes up in you, you know, that can be your own conversation or whatever with your own higher self, trying to understand yourself or whatever. Don't just bypass it. Don't just try and shut it down. Don't just try and meditate out of it. Trying to understand yourself, to get control of yourself. So it is, but like I'd seen this one video yesterday, this older woman, and I sat and listened to the whole thing. She barely had any views on it, but she said some good stuff, because she's just really disgusted about what's going on with all of the dogs and stuff. And she said she went homeless a couple years ago, and she's kept her dogs with her the whole time. And she doesn't understand these people doing all these horrible things. And she even mentions Harris County. Harris County is like, fucking, these people are psychopaths. I think there's going to be people who are going to be facing some kind of court system, because just because you get to go and work at this kind of place and they say it's okay to do this, it's out of control. When you're just going and killing puppies, like it's insane. And I understand Texas is like the top or the worst of pets being discarded, which I don't understand why so many people just discard their pets like that. And so another video I saw this morning, no, I saw it yesterday too, I think, was a woman, she's holding these two little tiny puppies. And oh yeah, there's this other woman who she was out walking her dog. She's been going for a couple days and doing updates and stuff. And I don't know if this puppy's made it, because it got pneumonia yesterday. But she took it to the vet and stuff, and so she's doing all the things. I mean, she got it from the point where it was tiny, and his eyes weren't even open or anything. And she's bottle feeding it and stuff. So, and she has it in like it's like a slipper thing that you put your feet in to warm your feet. And I was like, oh, that's a smart thing. And so the baby is in there. But when she found that one, she was out walking her dog, and she heard crying in the dumpster. And so she looked in there, and it was in a bag. I mean, took it and threw it in a bag and threw it in the dumpster. It's alive, man. There's so many, like if you go out by PetSmart or Petco and shit, people find that all the time out in their dumpsters too. It's fucking sick, man. God damn, I swear to God, this world is so fucking hard. Makes you just want to cry all the time. Cry for the pain and the disrespect, the disregard of other life forms in all life, man. Don't understand it. So that one, she got that one and she took it home and she's been feeding it and doing updates and stuff, and she named it Pearl. All the people on the internet got all involved, and it's this tiny, it's the cutest thing to watch what it's becoming. I hope it gets over the pneumonia. I hope that she keeps it going. I hope, like, I don't know, but it looks like it's got like longish hair and stuff. It looks really cute. And it's all white. But also, don't forget, I had said with some of these breeders that from what I had learned, and I learned this like when I was 20, and I met my first husband's parents were show dog people, and they were into show dogs. They had show dogs. I think, I know that because they had the boy dog. So they would stud him out. So people would bring their girl dog over and pay to have this dog, service their dog so that they could get pregnant. And then, and there's a whole thing like, because you can have first pick, or you can have a payment or something. Like there's all this stuff. Like it's a whole thing that goes on. But she said that for dog lines and stuff, for the breeding, if a dog is born on certain things and it's solid white, that they will kill it. They won't let it live. And she said it's because of it does something to the line. The dog will have problems and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I know that practice has been going on for a long fucking time. And so I don't know if that's why this dog got dumpstered. I told her she should, or in the comments, I said she should be looking for free puppies in the community, or puppies for sale or something in the community to find the litter, because the litter had to be more than this one white puppy. But knowing that white puppies are discarded like that by some breeders is, I don't know. But she found this one and it's solid white, and so I don't know if it's going to be blind or deaf or anything, because that's one of the things. But still, yeah, I mean, to throw it in the dumpster, you couldn't even fucking man up and kill it yourself. You're just going to throw it in the fucking dumpster and let the dumpsters do it. Like, that's fucking cruel. And if you're going to fucking murder something, do it your own fucking self. And deal with it. I mean, people don't want to do that stuff because they know how bad it's going to make them feel. And then they just put it out of their minds. It's like, well, that's following you. It's not going away. That's still something you did. That's still a choice you made. And it's not like, well, nobody saw, so nobody's going to know or whatever. Nope. Still is on you. And then the one that I saw last night, well, it's still last night, I guess, but that she was driving, and the car in front of her just opened the thing and threw out 2 puppies. And so she like freaked out and pulled over and grabbed the puppies. And her video that I saw, she was in her car crying, holding these 2 little tiny puppies. They are so cute too. Oh my God, they're so cute. And so now she did a video this morning as an update. She's already in love with these puppies, because when she found them, she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've already got dogs. I don't know what I'm going to do. But this is when the universe is bringing you something. That becomes your challenge. When something comes to you, it's for a reason. And so, so these 2 dogs came to her, because everything happens exactly when it's supposed to happen, for a point, for a reason, for a purpose. And so, this morning I saw the video of her. She has them in the tub and she's washing them. They were just all covered with fleas and stuff, she said, and real dirty. And so she cleaned them all up, and they're real playful and cute, and it's a little boy and a little girl. And so but this is the cruelty that just keeps going. That one lady who weighted down, put her dog in the dog crate and weighted it down and threw it in the fucking river. That was a fucking bulldog. It was an expensive dog. And as people just, I don't know, they get to the point of not, but the thing is that you're showing yourself to yourself. Like those things are going to bother you way worse than you think they're going to bother you. The things that these people are doing. And so uh so anyways, all that animal cruelty thing is just building up more and more and more, keeps going and going and going. And more people, though, becoming more outraged. Like, I feel like there's a lot of conversation that is different now about when I very first started saying close the kill shelters, I was getting attacked. Now people are starting to be like, what the fuck, man? Because it's becoming insane. Uh, Harris County, I don't know, especially if they're killing a couple hundred a day or a month, or no, not a month, a couple hundred a day or a week. I think it just, and all of these puppies, and then when dogs are coming in and they're injured, they're not doing anything to help them and stuff. And this is another thing that is really getting me is the vets. Like, this is the thing, is like, what drives me crazy in this three-dimensional world is how everybody gets so caught up in needing their compensation. I need compensation. I can't do that. I need compensation. Well, in God's world, in God's work, you you would do what's right. It wouldn't matter about compensation. You would know you're doing what's right, and the universe is going to pay you back for doing what's right. When you're doing what, like, nope, I can't take care of this dog. I can't. And I can understand that there's a lot of vets who are becoming super overwhelmed. It's all falling, I'm sure, on certain ones' shoulders. And they can't keep up. And it's always the do-gooders or the taker. The takers or the givers. So the givers are being all strung out. They're being taken from to every bit. And that is where all the givers have to stop and put on the brakes and be able to, okay, so put on their brakes, but it's like taking care of themselves. It's like setting boundaries. It's like knowing that they can't push themselves beyond what they can push themselves, that there's limitations, that they have to take care of themselves. They have to recognize their own limitations and what they can do, and not try and be perfect, not trying to be more than they are and show off or whatever. So there's all these different things that people play out. But then, so the givers, and then a part of the givers is also be able to know when that you can't save the whole world. Like, you can't do it all. And that those, it's like these things that are falling apart, though they hurt us all too, but it's also what creates the change. And so as so it's like the givers have to learn their boundaries and stuff. So I know that there's some good vets out there who are just giving all of their time, doing everything they can, and probably going into debt trying to save animals. And the universe is going to repay them. Like, the universe is going to sweep in and give them back for the energy. Because remember, this is the energy you're putting out is going to come back on you. This is so all the people. So the people who have been putting, no, they're kind of like not putting their energy out, not helping the animals when they have the means to help the animals, wherever their energy is going. Maybe it's going into their own cancer treatment. Like, I can't say, but there's enough beds out there. You would think we wouldn't be having this problem. And so those people who can do something and choose not to do something, to choose to look the other direction and not be doing anything, that energy is going to come back on you. Like, and I don't know how. I don't know how it's going to come back, but you're going to see. Maybe you're going to run into a huge complication in your life and there's going to be nobody there for you. And so that you can see, like, oh, fuck, this is some fucked up shit, man. It's all about giving us other perspectives. And so whatever happens, it's so you can see the other side of things. And but anyways, we have all of that playing out where it's like, man, this is rough to see how many vets just don't give a shit. I can't even, like, how many people with just their personal pets, man. The video after video of people trying to save their pet's life because they got to get money to give all this money to these vets. Like, and vets are charging 10,000, 20,000. You got the sickness, you got accidents, you got all this stuff. And vets don't give a shit. You bring your pet in and it's like, well, you got to pay up front, or, you know, we're just going to let your dog die. We could put it down, but you're going to pay for that. It's like, what in the world? Kind of world is this? A world built on money, 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 cruelty. Like, too bad, you should have done better. It's like, fuck, man. I'm so glad to watch this fucking fall apart, just fracture and splinter, because it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. Like, I just think back to where, you know, there was like little towns and little communities, and, you know, that one teacher, and probably all the townspeople all put in together, pulled in together to pay her a wage that she probably said, you know, she would come and do this, and they all pitch in and pay for it. And then they have a doctor who goes around, goes to their houses, doesn't charge them, doesn't say, well, you know, if they're sick, he's going to be there. And then when they get better, they, you know, they're going to bake them a pie and take it over to them. I mean, but, you know, what has gone on in our world now is like, well, you know, pay up. What you got for me? You know, I've got nothing for you unless you're going to pay me. It's like we're fucking bunch of whores. Like, literally. It's not just the fucking OF page. It's the whole fucking world. It's just whored out, man. And it's just like, man, money is just, and it's so disgusting because money is nothing. Money is made up. And, but that is why, you know, it's going to hurt, I think. That's the part that's going to hurt, is where people are going to have to face what they were willing to do for money, when money all of a sudden is like, it's like monopoly money. It's like going to someone's house and them getting out the monopoly, and we start playing it, and all of a sudden it's like that this person is in charge of all your finances and stuff because you're playing their game. And it's like, it's not real. It's like, it's a game. And, but on the soul level of the game, it is so you can see yourself. So you can see your horse side. how much horror you got in you. You know, what will you do for money? And there's people who will, like, it's insane. I've always found it so crazy how there's people who will kill fucking people for money. Not just, you know, as their job, but it is for insurance money. It's like, money is so motherfucking temporary, and it's so crazy. Oh yeah, because I was just watching this movie. I've seen it before yesterday, but there was another one too. These Lifetime movies, they've always got these people who do this shit. And this one was the one brother. I think he's the middle brother. It's a true story. And they were truckers, the family-owned trucking places, and the whatever. There's always family dynamics and stuff. And the middle kid thought the youngest child was the chosen. He was the best one, and he could do no wrong. And the middle child felt like he was always in trouble. But they were more grown men now. Like the one man, the oldest brother, he's married and has kids. And the middle brother, he's like 21 or something. And the younger brother, he's like high school or something. But so the middle brother does a family annihilation. The other brother, the oldest one, he has his own family, so he's not there. So he annihilates his family. And then he makes like it was not him. But they're all the evidence. And the one brother, he's like, no way, no way. There's no way my brother did that. And it's this whole thing. And the one brother ends up having to get him on, questioning him, but going in a way like, you know, well, they really did deserve it and stuff. You know, I mean, I'm glad now how things have worked out, you know, saying that kind of stuff. So the brother's like, oh, I'm so glad now I can finally tell the truth. And it was all on tape because it was all a setup. So, anyways, the brother gets arrested and stuff. But when the brother, after he had done it, and he got the insurance money, and he blew through it so fast, was straight down to the car lot place, buying the fanciest fucking convertible, and just buying his girlfriend expensive jewelry, and just spend. That was 200,000, and that was like in the 80s or something. It was like practically $1 million. And he just blew it all. Like the fucking fancy ass new car he got was probably like $9,000. And so if you see what I'm saying about the money, because inflation is fucked up the whole money thing. And but yeah, $200,000 used to go a lot further. And he blew through that. And then there started being problems with the girlfriend because she wanted to marry him. And so they get married and they have a kid and stuff. And so there starts to be money because he has spent it all so fast. And then he wants to sell the truck and stuff because he got other things from the will. But it was just so much focus on the money. And there's been so many of these people. Like, that's even what they even said about the Menendez brothers, which is kind of so strange, is why they keep bringing the Menendez brothers into this news. Because then it was like, I mean, I know because his dad's involved, the dad's involved in the music thing. And then is it going to show so much about, like, even the kids, you know, these people abuse them. And when the kids stand up and, you know, fight back, that they end up going to prison, because that's kind of what the system has been, because their dad was really one of the bad guys. Like, that's for sure come out. And then, but then, so they were going to do the whole release thing, that they had been in there long enough, that they're, and I think if they got it, I don't know if it was a retrial or something. There's a lot going on, but then all of a sudden they said that now it's a new DA or a new AG or new somebody that's coming in that doesn't have the same feeling. So it's like, is this going to be to show this guy's corruption or more corruption in the system? Like, there's something there. I just don't know what it is, because when it's coming in so much into the news, and that's where you read the signs. You just can read the signs. But I don't know. It's so weird because some of the signs are so obvious to me. Like, it's so fucking obvious to me that the people down there in certain areas need to fucking move. And where was that? It was like, was it the Philippines? The Philippines had like a typhoon and an earthquake at this like same fucking weekend, like this weekend or something. It's weird how we get called hurricanes. Then it's like cyclones and typhoons. I don't know the difference between a hurricane, a typhoon, and a cyclone. So, you know, if it's just district names or what. But they, so they got hit with something totally underwater, and then earthquakes. And it's going to keep doing this shit. And I'm, like, when you look at the map, like, United States and Canada still has a representation, but there's a lot of places that are gone. In a lot of places, like, I was a couple years ago where there was like Indonesia. There was parts where it was already underwater. There was whole little islands that were going underwater. And so this is going to keep going and going. And you got to read the signs. It's like, I don't know. It's like a godless society. I don't understand how it is, like, to ask God for stuff, but then not to notice what he's doing or something. Because to me, it's so obvious that the world is changing, that we're in this reset time, that everything's going to be changing, that the cities and stuff that we've lived in are going underwater. They're going under the mud. They're going, the world is changing, and we're going into a new world. And, but there's just all this resistance and all of these people, and they don't read the signs. They don't, but that's why I would think, like, I don't know what they're here for. I don't know, like, yeah, it's weird. It's like, man, I don't know how many people are left by the end of this. Like, if people keep being so resistant and just staying, and then the next storm comes, because this week there's supposed to be, I don't know if it's going to downgrade or high grade or whatever, but this big one that's coming again to Florida, another hurricane. And then we got typhoons and cyclones going all over in here. But I think it's in the Ring of Fire where that stuff is going too. And there keeps being all sorts of earthquakes around Missouri and stuff too. And so that is going to be where that whole thing is going to open up. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like one big giant earthquake that happens that does a big split, like what's happened in Africa and in Turkey. Is that happened overnight? And in Turkey, when it split, it was like everybody was in bed and something was happening. They knew something was happening, and then they couldn't see till the next morning, and it was like their whole fucking thing just split open. It was very dramatic. Be like, fuck, man, come out to that. And so it can be something like that. But in some of these places, there's going to be, disaster because of how we are living. It's how we're living is a problem. And we're not living in harmony with the earth. We're not living in harmony with our own souls. Like, my stomach's growling like crazy. It's in this conversation too. It's like, hell yeah. So it is, so anyways, it's, the people, so what is it? Where am I? Where am I? What am I doing here? That's what I feel like a lot of times. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Like, fuck. I'm enjoying a new bathroom. I'll tell you that. It's hard to not even keep going in and looking. I just want to go and just stand and look at it. It's like, oh my God, I just love it. And, but I've done that so many times. Like, I'll just start at my front door and just walk around to my house and being just like, I love it so much. I just love it. And it's just a simple little, I don't know, to me, it's like the doghouse now. It's like, I feel like I live in a bigger doghouse. But it's just like a little cabin in the woods. But one thing too is I had an epiphany on, because I kept thinking I needed that hot water heater out. And it's so old and stuff. But then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, but it's old, but it really has not had any, because nobody's lived here. It's been a cabin. I don't know if it even had, I think the first people came a few times. I mean, they had it 25 years and they were trying, 24 years or something. And they were trying to sell it almost the whole time. I don't think that they came here much. Then they finally sold it to a guy the year before I came. And he had come a few times. Like, the neighbors told me he came for a few weekends. And then I think he wasn't using it. So then he sold it. And then I bought it, but I was using it for a year-round house. These people, it was like their cabin to just come to. So the hot water heater doesn't have 25 years of use. It maybe has like 2 or 3. Well, I've got my 5 years in it now. So I would say it would be like less than 10 years probably of use. So it should have some years left. And so I'm just going to be like, fuck, I think the hot water heater would be fine. The tub has got this one little spot in it, in that fucking thing that I bought to put on the bottom of the tub. It's different. How do they always do this in the pictures, make it look different? And but whatever, it's fine. But it doesn't fill the whole bottom of the tub. I don't know how they even make the pictures look like that. Why they even say it. It's like this is the thing on all of our stuff, is why there keeps being all these class action suits, because it's all just lying shit to us. They just put a picture of something else and sell us something. And that is the kind of shit that happens when you're buying everything from a motherfucking other country. Like, you buy shit, and like this was wacky, and it happened since I've been doing this, because I lived here. And I was buying a shed, and there was some shed, and it was said it was on sale. Oh man, I'm getting nauseous. It said it was like $89 or something. And I thought, oh, that's a cute little shed. And I'll get that and I'll put it out there. That's a good deal, man. I bet it's a couple $100. And so I bought it. And then I waited for it to come. I was watching the shipping and everything. I was so excited. And then it said it was delivered. And I'm looking out there. I'm like, what? It's not delivered. And then I'm reading. It says delivered in my mailbox. I'm like, okay, since when does a shed fit in your mailbox? And it was one you had to put together, it's parts, so it should have still been a big box. And there's no fucking way it's going to fit in my mailbox. So I'm like, what in the fuck? This is some bullshit. And I go out there and find the package. The package is about this big. It's a little tiny package. I open it, and it is a little penguin. It's just a little penguin, little plastic penguin for $89. And that was right when the financial things first started. And so I'd already, at that point, I was stopping paying my credit cards anyway, so I wasn't going to have the big thing about it. But I was like, this is some bullshit, man. This is the kind of bullshit that, oh, because even on, because when all this shit was first started, it was, because I had more things going at once. I was learning about the money thing at the same time all this stuff was playing out. And there was a whole thing playing out on Wayfair. And if you weren't in on that, it was big on TikTok. That's when I was on TikTok. And that there was, what was it? It was something like people started finding weird things with kids' names on them. And it was like $20,000 on Wayfair and stuff, like a dresser. The Alicia dresser. There's only one. And it would have weird stuff where people start putting it together and like they are fucking trafficking right in front of us. And it was a whole thing. Like it was a big thing. And I had just, because then I ended up getting a shed from Wayfair. And my greenhouse, I got a shed, a greenhouse, and something else. Oh, it was one of those pots that was they're expensive. I can't think of what they're called. They're like French pot thing. And I thought, you know, I was getting one that was this size. It came, it was like this size. It's so small. It was so expensive. Anyways, so I got those couple of things. And then all that stuff came out. And then when I got that bill, I was like, fuck it. I'm not paying those motherfuckers. Those fucking fuck these people. And I've seen some videos of people down by the pier or down by the port in Oregon. And they're being screaming. It is very haunting. And it's like, man, but there could be people faking this to try and, you know, make a big thing. But, I mean, we do know that they really are moving people in those containers. So it's not some big stretch. It's not like, oh, yeah, they're just making it up. No, it's real. But I just saw somebody else. So yesterday I saw it was somebody down there. It seemed like somebody was working. And they kept hearing screaming. And they were using their phone showing, you know, there's nobody out here, but there keeps being screaming. And which is, oh, it's very haunting sounding. And then this morning I saw a video where it was like, there's no sound or anything. It was like, man, you know, the people could be dead too. And I was even thinking, man, there could be pregnant people in there in labor. Like, man, don't fucking take the, man, and I know it's people in other countries become so desperate. Like they just want to get somewhere. And America is so sold as a story to these other places. Like they think, oh yeah, if I could just get there, that's where it's all going to happen. It's like, fuck, you don't know what's happening over here. It's not where you want to be headed. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere where there's clean food and clean water and clean air to breathe. Not fucking come here. We're in dystopia here. And we're just barely surviving, if you ask me. They're killing people off as fast as they can. There's so many fucking sick people. Now they're coming in, and now they're saying that this pneumonia is be worse than the Dovik. Like, oh, it's going to be so bad. And of course, it's going to be coming in winter. But they really do have people sick. Like, people are really, really sick. And this really can be an aftermath, because that was a projection that was said, too, that they were going to come in once that they got everybody depleted and stuff. They were going to come in with the big sickness. And that may be why things are moving faster with Donald now, to hurry up and move us through this stuff and get, you know, rid of some of these people so we can go more into being healthy and being able to take care of ourselves. This was kind of sad because I saw this girl. She's a pretty girl, and she's at some, she was at a wedding, and she had on a dress, like a kind of fancy dress, but she had a hoodie over it. And so she was bawling her head off in this bathroom, talking about the people being mean at the wedding and stuff. And it's kind of like, man, are you drunk or something? Like, what the hell? And but what ends up, so she was in a car wreck, And I don't know what it did to her arm. She showed it for a second, and it was all, it was all jacked up. But she said that somebody at the wedding, some person she was talking to, was telling her how hideous her arm was and saying a bunch of mean stuff. And she's just like, if you've got something mean to say, just keep it to yourself. Like, you hurt people's feelings. This hurts. It's not like I want my arm to look like this. It's from an accident. There's nothing I can do about it. And I feel like, this is going to be the blessing in the med beds for so many people. But the challenge is to be able to build yourself up, to be able to see, like, these people's cruelty. We take it on as something's wrong with us. It's these people have something wrong with them. Their cruelty and their meanness and anger to try and hurt people and hurt people's feelings and stuff. And but I feel like that a lot of people, because they've been doing so much of this just chopping people up, man, taking parts off, and there's been so much of that. Like, I swear to God, we're in Dr. Frankenstein world. And then, but that's where I feel like the med beds are going to come in and kind of save the day. But it's like, the people have to go through the part of the loss. The people have to go through this thing, having your feelings hurt, so that you can start putting perspective and become more rational and not let mean people affect you. We've got to turn the tables, and we got to see, like, there's nothing you can do about your arm. And, and plus, there is something to me about the uniqueness, like, where people have got to stop feeling like that something's wrong with you because you're not like everybody else. Just because you have something different, that only makes you unique. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It's like this part, and then it's like what you do with it, though. It's like that you don't let it hold you back. That's the part that you get to see in yourself, and then other people get held back. But it's a development stage. So that's why it's, we have to go through it. So people will develop themselves, like, to be able to see their own strength and not be tore down by others, because so much of what is going on is about that, building ourselves up. And, because we have to, in a lot of cases, that there is nobody to love you except yourself. And if you don't love you, then there's nobody there who's taking care of you and protecting you. And so you have to be your own advocate. You have to be your own best friend. And you have to, it's like, acknowledge yourself too. It's like, there's so many parts of you to learn to love, to learn to accept, and and it's like, those are the gifts. You don't have to be perfect. There's nothing that says you have to be perfect, but it's learning how to love yourself. It's almost like you are the bully to yourself. Like, well, you should have been perfect. If you would have been perfect, nobody would be, you know what I mean? It's like, you got to, like, you got to accept that you don't have to be perfect to still have value. And, so there's these learning things. So when the things are happening and people are going through these horrible crises and all this sickness and all of this stuff that is happening, it's because there's a learning thing in there, that they learn this resilience. They learn to love themselves, sometimes without being perfect, learn to take better care of themselves. And I can't even say enough. Like, like when you're trying to lift these jowls, lift them back up, it's fucking a lot more work. To try and do these exercises and lift them and lift them. There's a lot of people who, within 10 days or 2 weeks, they see a noticeable difference. But still, it's like, to go back completely, to have your face be the way that it was. That's why, to me, the people who are young, who are caught onto this, who can have a healthy lifestyle and take care of themselves through minerals and healthy lifestyle, and that they won't get these things. Like, if you stay on top of your, like, moving your lymph and and doing exercises in your face, just, where people are like running down and getting Botox. Instead of doing that, you spend time each day lifting your eyebrows yourself. And the eyebrow one, that thing I've seen is like you hold this down. And I'm like, no, maybe you hold it up. You hold it up like this. And then you start lifting. And you can feel all these muscles lifting. But this lifts all of this back up when you do that. So you keep doing that. And so and if you're young, when you're just going in and doing every morning, taking care of your skin and stuff and your healthy lifestyle, then, it just become an automatic thing. It's not like, it's just a part of your process. And then, so you have different ones for different muscles. But to me, if you do those rather than going to get Botox, and I was just thinking too about this, the one lady who is so silver, her hair, and I tried to tell her, it was a mineral deficiency. Then, whatever, a month or two ago, then she broke her foot, but it's a lot bigger, apparently, than what it seemed. And I think, okay, because this is where people will see the difference in their health. And so she's having problems healing or something. And I think I saw a video saying something. I don't know. I think she has to do a lot of rehab or something. Maybe she has to stay in the wheelchair longer or something. I'm not sure. But she's having more issues. And but she's in her mid-70s. And a total solid gray hair, silver. And she's puny, she's small and very skinny. So it's not like she has like muscles like the other lady who's around her age that is that does her videos on the Jack LaLanne looking lady. Like, she's fucking built. Like, and I'm not saying like she's big. Because I've seen another lady too, and she's like, fuck, man. She's like, god dang. No, the other lady she's just muscly. Like, she looks good. She looks real good. The other lady, she looks really puny and small. But now, as she's been talking about this stuff, now to find out, she was vaping all the time and going out all night and drinking and vaping and stuff like that. Your bones, like your hair, is already showing you are depleted in minerals, which I'm not going to keep doing. Like, it may still look white, but it's barely. Like, yesterday I said, well, I'm not going to keep updating on this because when I go in the mirror, you can barely even see it. I think it's going to really you're not going to be able to see it. Well, I've thought that so many times, so I don't know, however it drags out. But anyways, in the mirror, it's very much is almost gone. But so vaping and all that stuff is pulling minerals from your bones. So unhealthy lifestyle is you need, it's like your car needs gas to go. And so when it doesn't have it, if it could pull it from the tires, if it could pull it from the oil, if it could pull whatever it needed from all these different things, that's what your body is doing. Your body needs to have certain things to keep going. You can't fill it up with sugar, like what the stuff I do, sugar and fat. But really, I do feel like it's in my DNA over the fat thing, because that is a part of like how some tribes did survive off of fats, like whale fats and stuff. And so anyways, I don't know of all the different like port towns, or I wouldn't even call them towns, but in areas where in our DNA, it's what we've had to survive off of. That's what, is in our DNA, to feel driven towards eating or something. That's why I feel like there's all these people who want to eat meat, is because that they lived in places where that's all that there was to eat. And so it's just like, well, I'm going to eat some meat. That's what my body tells me. But, and we're still in this transition time where people are going to come to realizations, like I think, like I said, I feel like that the drive to eat the meat is the iron. And once people start getting the iron, then they'll be like, I don't need the meat. And so this woman, she is now having more health things and stuff. She is but you can see how like that is an unhealthy lifestyle. It creates fragile bones. You're not taking care of yourself. It's all on the surface because she puts on the makeup. She just dresses like nobody's business. Like she's made it clear $900 for a pair of jeans is no biggie. And did she so she's really into a lot of stuff that's so superficial and so shallow, and it's so three-dimensional driven. And she's one of those people is like, you know, go down and get your Botox and get your what are those creams, the retinols, get all your retinols, which is all poison. And it's all poison, poison, poison. And then go buy a bunch of makeup and cover it all up. And anyway, so to me, she's getting the consequences. And I had told her before, when my hair started changing, I had said to her, and she was like, nope, I choose, I like my hair the way it is. I don't want to go back to dark hair. And it's like, well, it's not about the hair. But then look at how the universe showed her. But I don't know if it's like, you know, clicked into her mind yet, where it's like, fuck, man. Because I don't see her online talking about, you know, well, I'm going to start getting magnesium and copper and start rebuilding up my minerals in my body because I've got bone loss, I've got my hair, like all these things, but people don't think of it or see it. But man, she's so much of a representation of an unhealthy, three-dimensional, phony lifestyle and where it will take you. And so, and there's these women out there, you know, who are pushing that. And I think, you know, in the dark, they get a higher platform. They get a lot more attention because that's the energy. Oh yeah, this was interesting too, because I saw somebody talking about this. It was there's a magazine cover, and it's got Megan Fox pregnant. And like a Demi Moore kind of cover, only hers is like she's crouched down and she's got black sludge all over her. So the video I saw talking about it was a woman who said, I've been talking to you guys about this black sludge for a long time. I've been explaining to you all about this stuff. So I won't be able to repeat all of her stuff because it's her thing that she's been talking about. But so she's talking about the black sludge is an energy, it's an entity, and it is and it has it feeds off of us. It's like this whole thing. And what I thought was weird was when I was very first waking up, and it was like around 2015, and there was these epiphanies like I was having. And I remember I was and I had nobody to talk to them. But my one daughter, the youngest one, who's not talking to me right now, we were out walking the dogs, and we were down by the river, and I started talking to her about it. And so I was saying it. I said it a few times out loud to people, but I was talking about this sludge. I said, I feel like there's a sludge, and it's like this dark black sludge, and people walk through it, but it can hold on to you. And it's like it's by your vibration or something, and people feed into it and stuff. And then, you know, as time has gone on and stuff, and then I heard people talking about the archons and about these other energies and stuff. And so then I started being like, okay, so it's the dark energy, and it does hold on, it does all these things. But then when she started talking about it, it was like, man, what she was saying was like how I was seeing it in my mind. It's like this sludge. And she says it's like under the earth. Like it's like right under us, but it's like it is controlling us through like vibration and stuff. Like it is a part of the dark drive, and it can take you over. So anyways, her video is interesting. If somebody wants, I can look for it and share it if somebody wants to hear her explain more about it. But I was seeing so much about that, and there were certain people in my life at the time, and I was seeing them so much being caught in the dark energy and being I don't know how to explain it now, how I was seeing it, but it was like they were being, it's like being caught in the dark energy, but being a part of it. It's like, I don't know, but it's like how I see all these different things playing out. That's why I keep saying it's so much about people have got to detach from the dark energy. You got to let it go. And it's so fucking much of a coordinated reality of deception. And it's so, there's so much value to you being able to let go of these parts of yourself. And there is these energy that attaches to you, that holds you, like binds you. And that is where you have to work through your own things, your own problems, to let go of it, to let it go. And it's like, it's not just like the people holding on for dear life to a reality to give them some kind of a concept of who they are or what's going on in the world, but it is also the energy holding on to the people. Like there's a dual thing. And so you have to like work it out. It's like you have to notice the parts of you that keep trapped so that you can dismantle them. So you can let go of your grip. And the more you let go of your grip, the more that they have to let go of their grip. Like they can't hold you as long as you pull free. They can't hold on to you, but you will find where you are held down, where they pull you back in. And but you, even if they are pulling you back in, you can still keep pulling away. And that's where, to me, that's where I just will like notice certain things. Go, fuck you. And I always say archons now. Fuck you, archons. Which when the energetic thing that she was talking about, I don't even think I want to fuck with that one. I don't think I want to be like, hey, fuck you, whatever she was talking about. It's like, ew, this one's really creepy. Creepy, dark, sludgy entity. And it's like, ugh. And it's old as ancient times. And it is got so much more power over this place than what we see. But there's so much about the dark energy. Like we are in the dark energy. We are in, if we were on a game board, we're in the dark forest. There's there's the, now I see like the Wizard of Oz, whatever that, the Oz or whatever. I mean, the beautiful lit up, oh, the Emerald City. Now the Emerald City, it's over there, but we're in the dark forest. But we're going towards the Emerald City. We're going towards the gold. We're going towards the abundance, of living free and dancing in the streets and singing. And I think it is so exciting too, because I have been getting more on this algorithm of for one thing, I never can say it right. In my head, I feel like I can hear it right, but it's like, as soon as I start to say it, it's like, you can't say it right. So I start fumbling around the Maori people. But so many of their hakas, which they don't like it to be called dance. So I don't know, a ceremonial kind of thing, but there's it's really cool. I keep seeing all these different videos of them, and I just think they're so cool. But now I've been seeing ones of little girls going and doing their dancing at like powwows and stuff, and I'm just so excited to see this energy coming back in of culture and respect for culture. And because they've been trying to tear it out of people for so long and make people feel ashamed and for this generic fucking weird white world that they want to create. And it's like, there's no culture in it. It's like the culture is this phony ass, like up your own ass fucking culture. It's, but the culture of like the dance and the drums and the using your hands, making things and stuff. It's just like, and being a part of the harmonics of the earth and playing your part as a caring person. It is, I don't know, that the tribe mentality of, being more of a caring for one another, being more of a team. And that is the part I think on when every time I see that video of her standing up and tearing that paper and start doing it, the part that gets me where I burst into tears every time, even seeing it in my fucking head, I'm like, God damn, is when the other people jump up and they got her back immediately. It's like, we're in this together. And that is the part that's so fucking cool, that's so fantastic, is we all come together. And yeah, it's fucking really hard and sad that we're having so many people going lost, but we have to remember, that that's just in this storyline. That's not, their souls aren't really lost. They have to go and, deal with their own life review and their own storyline and stuff, but they're not lost. They're not gone forever or anything. But it is sad. I mean, man, when they're sitting there saying, like, they're still up there just finding hundreds of people dead, all falling apart, and the news is still saying there's 250. It's like, it's insane. But this is going to keep happening. I mean, it can happen this week. There's going to be another fucking... I'm sure it's happening all over the place. Just like they're not telling at this place. They're not telling all these different things happening. There's masses amounts of people who are being... And places are going and things are happening. Everything is changing. And however it goes down, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird now, even how they're all of a sudden bringing up McDonald's so much, and even on having Donald and RFK be like, oh, no, McDonald's is good. Oh, here, you're going to have some. It's like, there's no motherfucking way. But one thing is RFK has been saying is that back in the day when I was a kid, that they were making everything with beef tallow, he said. Then they switched it up. And so, you see, they were using real ingredients. Then I don't know why. Was it the chicken or the egg? Was it that they had so many bodies they needed to discard that they start being like, let's just put them in the food supply. That's the easiest way. Or, I don't know. What it was, why, but there's no fucking way. Man, I wouldn't eat any of that stuff. Like, jeez, no fast food or anything. And then I see some of these people like, oh my God, now we're going to have RFK's going to make it illegal to have fast food. All the fast food's going away. Like, if you feel that way about it, you have no clue what the fuck you're eating. Like, dude, if you think that's a bad thing, and that's the thing that's weird, is there's so many of these things that these people are going to do that these other people think, oh, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. It's like, that just shows you have no clue. Come here, honey. Oh, she didn't whelp or wince or whatever it's called. Then you have no clue. These people are trying to save your fucking ass, and you just keep on fucking eating the poison and don't give a shit. So we do have that energy that's coming in that is our saving grace. It's not like we have a savior, but we have that energy that's going to go in this other direction. And so many of us are going in that direction. It's going to feel good for us. But the people who aren't going that direction, yeah, it's going to feel not so good. And then the people who are completely resistant, they've got things to learn. They've got to go through more challenges and stuff. So, I don't know. I wish they'd hurry up and start bringing it, getting us in their free cities or whatever. But also, it's like, man... Oh, no, now, I don't know. I guess, it will be obvious. It's not something that we need to be like, okay, so now it's time to force the next thing and, go to the next place. Everything's going to happen so much more natural. And for now, I'm going to try and just enjoy my bathroom and my kitchen and just be like, enjoy it while I have it, even if it's temporary, if it's not, like, I don't know. I can't sit there and tell, these people all need to be able to leave their homes when things are gone, but I'm going to stay, I have to be the same thing. If they come in and wash away the town, it's going to be like, okay, well, I guess it's time to go. Even if my house is still standing here, it's like, ugh. Because they're going to be washing away towns. They'll be washing away people with them. And then that leaves the people who are there to make choices for themselves. And these storms are going to keep coming, and they're going to keep hitting the same places. And there will be storms in other places, I'm sure. But I don't know, like if it ends up that most of the freedom cities are in Tornado Alley or something, I would say, we're probably going to have a lot less tornadoes once the weather machines have gotten control. Once the Pentagon gets, like, I don't know how it's all going to play out, but it's playing out. Like, we don't have to, I think, wait for super long to see how it's going to play out. We can sit here and speculate all day long But that is also building an expectation of disappointment. But I definitely see, everything going in this certain direction. Everything is switching, everything is flipping, everything is leading us towards this other way. And I'm excited for whatever. I'm excited for them to stop like having fast food. Like, it's not healthy. It's fucking killing people. And it's so crazy how they try and pretend like, oh, they're there for our health and they're going to make this illegal or that illegal while they're fucking poisoning the fuck out of you with alcohol and fast food and shit. It's like, it's so absurd. It's just so absurd. And then so many people just buy into it. And it's like, and then you can't talk to them. Like, oh, you're toxic because you want to take care of yourself. So, again, I'll say, to any people who are watch any of this who are younger, don't fucking feed into this unhealthy lifestyle. Stay focused on a healthy lifestyle and you will see you don't have to age. Take care of yourself. Your bones aren't going to become more, your skin's not going to become shittier, none of it. And you got to keep up with your attitude too. You got to heal your stuff. I think that's a lot of aging that you see as bitterness too. Anger and bitterness that is not processed. And so you got to, learn how to process your stuff and be real and then take care of yourself. And it seems like fucking simple. And then live your dreams. Go out and experience life. Learn how to do things that, are interesting. Maybe you want to learn how to I've seen, like, I don't know where people even come up with this stuff, but like chop down a tree and then take a chainsaw and make a fucking incredible, what is that called? It's like statue kind of thing. And it's like, the strangest things can become something that somebody's super good at, that is like super talented, and doesn't have to be something that everybody else is doing. It can be something that's really unique to you that you have interest in, and you just go start doing it and find that, you're good at it. So anyways, because of what is important here is what we're doing here is learning how to love ourselves, to love everyone. Max looked over real quick like, oh, this is it? Well, yep, this is it. He's like, this is it. So funny how they could start recognizing. But you got to learn how to love yourself, love everyone, and how to have a loving day because it's totally up to you. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.